Important part. Da na 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 da da. I am a little bit tempted to leave that up there until someone joins us. Do you know the lyrics to the song?
I don't. Do you know the lyrics to the song?
I do.
Of course you do.
I love Lucy and she loves me. We're as happy as we can be. Sometimes we quarrel and then how we love making up again.
Lucy.
Lucy kisses. Like, no, I'll stop.
Oh my God.
But yes,
That
I know
is
all the
fantastic.
words to that. I'm really pleased to be here with you, and I should have worn my I Love Lucy t-shirt.
I know. But I'm just so happy to be with Grace.
Same.
It's so cold outside, and this is a little bright spot of warmth. I'm so sick of the cold. We get to whine for exactly 1 minute about the cold, and then we have to stop. But it's...
God, Erin, it took them a week to fix the heat in my house.
What did you do?
It just broke, and they couldn't get the part. And did I handle that with grace? No.
No, you did not.
Because in this Amazon world, things can be delivered to people within a day.
It's true.
It's possible. It doesn't need to take a week, you know?
No.
And we were just so cold. Mostly it was something to whine about.
It's the worst. I went to bed mad last night because I was so cold. I was angry cold.
Is there like a term for that? Like my students
Like
once
hangry?
taught, yeah, there's hangry, there's rage quitting.
Yeah.
What is like you're just mad because it's cold?
I have to think about that.
We'll have to crowdsource that one.
Yeah.
So can I tell you where I'm at in my life?
Yes, let's go. I'm ready.
Where I'm at in my life is that every night, to soothe me to sleep, I watch Murder, She Wrote.
Oh, that's a good one.
And you know, initially I was watching it because I'm going, oh, this is so cozy. And my grandmother and I used to love watching Murder, She Wrote. And I'm basically 85, so I'll just watch this program. But the more I'm watching it, Jessica Fletcher is a pain in the butt. Dana, hello! I'm so happy to see your name pop up. I would love your thoughts and feelings on Murder, She Wrote. Jessica Fletcher's just such a nosy Parker.
So do you think in real life that you would not actually like her very much?
No, not at all.
Oh.
This woman goes into crime scenes and touches
She
the
touches
evidence
all the things. Mm-hmm.
and the body and like tells people that they have to tell her things. They don't have to tell her jack, but they do.
They do.
And my husband and I are pretty sure that she's like hooking up with all of the male leads in this show, like Tom Bosley.
Oh, so she's sassy and obnoxious?
They're the very first. Okay, we don't have to talk about Jessica Fletcher all night.
However.
Dana agrees that Jessica would annoy him, and yes. So the pilot episode of Murder, She Wrote, if you've seen the program before, I propose you go watch it because it's just so out of character.
But they hadn't really sort of hit their stride yet in the pilot?
No, like
I
she
find that
makes out with
fascinating.
someone.
Ooh.
There's like sexual tension with Jessica, and then at some point 2 men like accost her in an alley. And I have this theory that the test audiences just did not like seeing their grandmother in any sort of extreme situation.
They got the resounding yeesh.
Yeah, there's no romance and no alleyways. We can't have it.
No. Just no. No to the Jessica Nookie.
Okay, Dana, I tend to agree with you because if a woman of her, I don't want to say, I'm trying not to call her old, but a woman of her stature was really sticking her nose in all these crime scenes and like confronting killers, she would be toast.
Well, I think anybody who marched in there who wasn't actually official and just sort of had their opinions would not be welcomed.
No, because there's evidence that you shouldn't touch.
Yes.
And then I'm just flabbergasted because in this day and age, we're aware of like fingerprints and DNA. DNA, basic one. Did those things not exist in 1988?
Not to the same degree. But you would think at least they would know about fingerprints and just sort of not disturbing the crime scene. Do you know about the crime scene dioramas?
No.
Oh, okay. We'll start the music shortly, friends. Sorry, this is
We're
not
just
our
waiting-
true crime podcast. However,
Just waiting for some people to accumulate with us, Dana.
so I'm going to look this up to give you the name, but there was a woman in the 1800s who was part of the training program for the Maryland Police Department for their first group of murder detectives. And she created these tiny little crime scene dioramas with like it looked like a dollhouse, but it was with dead bodies and blood spatter and like a knife in the corner of the room. And they used that with the detectives in training to help them figure out what the murder had been and what all the clues were. And so now they're in a museum. So they look adorable from afar, and then you go in and it's all these grisly murders.
Where can I see this?
So the last time they were on display was in DC a couple of years ago. But I think they live in Baltimore somewhere.
That's so cool. Baltimore. That's
Baltimore.
wow.
Yes.
I don't know what it is about crime that I just find so compelling. A lot of people do. But lately I've been thinking, I wonder if I'm so interested in crime because it just makes me feel really great about my life.
Do you know what this book is?
No?
Fictionalized retelling of Lizzie Borden.
Erin Ash Sullivan.
I'm sticking it in the mail to you.
Yeah, you are.
Yes, I am.
Thank you for that.
Sorry, we're both a little bloodthirsty, in case you're wondering.
The gentlest people are.
Yes.
Dana lives in Baltimore and didn't do it. Oh,
Okay.
my gosh. So before the music commences, do you have anything coming up that we need to make sure we talk about tonight?
I have a show on February 17th
Whereabouts?
at the Rose Garden in
Yeah,
Mansfield.
you do?
And I'm doing a co-bill with the duo Ash and Eric, which I think is a genius booking because it's going to be Erin, Ash, Sullivan, and Ash and Eric. And people are going to be so confused.
Oh, that's such a great room. And I love Steve-eyed, and they put roses, like real ones, on the tables.
Yeah, it's just the loveliest. I love that place a lot, and I'm very excited. And then also, I'm opening for Amy Speece this month.
Yeah, you are. Where?
Well, I knew you were going to tell me that, and we're going to be at Me and Thee, and I have to look at the date. And next time,
awesome.
I'll look it up while you're singing, and I can tell you that.
Okay, good.
What about you, my friend?
Well, I have a new single coming out on the 2nd that I wrote with Jackson Emmer. And to celebrate and promote it, I'm selling Valentine cards with the single art. And then on the back, you can choose to have one of the romantic lines from the song. I'll write it, and then you can fill in the rest, or you can do it blank.
That's genius. Are you going to sing that song tonight?
I will, yeah. And I put the link for the Valentines up. They're only $5. I'm actually not making any money on them. And then I realized today to mail, so I've got the card in like a regular card size envelope. But then and somebody bought one. I'm like, how do I mail this though? Because it doesn't fit in a bubble mailer. And then I tried to put it in another envelope and it didn't fit. So I had to go upstairs and find one of my like Chipotle takeout paper bags and cut it up and make an envelope. So if you want to make me get creative with my packaging, order a Valentine.
You're going to be taping together market basket bags before you know it.
Well, usually what I do, I save those bags because I send my cousin the books that I've finished reading that she probably has no interest in, but that's where I send them, and I use the bags. So
Yeah.
how's that for a sales pitch?
Buy a Valentine's card now and get extra brownie points later.
Yes, you will be all set. Won't even have to think about it. Who should go first? I didn't even think about
You should go
this.
first because I need to think about what I need to play.
All right. Well, I'm going to do a brand new song that really has no business being performed at all because I wrote it, sang it, and then I'll do it now. So throwing caution to the wind is what I'm trying to say here.
Woohoo.
Carl, hello. Carl, I actually think that you heard this song and you liked it, and I'm going to try my darndest to not muck this up. Carl is a patron, and my patrons hear all the songs that I make up. This one, I was telling telling Erin earlier, I've been in a really weird headspace. Part of it, I think, is just like not traveling so much as I did last year and just like being at home every day. And maybe restless is the word. But I was feeling a little John Prine-y. I intended to practice this earlier today. Didn't do it. I'm looking for something to get my kicks up, to get me moving off this couch of mine. I've been sitting here in my control room, flipping through the channels, watching happy people pass the time. I back down when the world looks scary, matching sweatsuit in my glory, Oreo and cup of joe, and I'll see you on the other side. Monotony, I've had enough. I need some of the good stuff. Hello in love, 'cause my brain has felt the same for too many days. It's getting too easy, and I'm feeling kinda stuck here. Gonna take a whole dang team to get me out of my seat. I swear there'll be an imprint that they'll show my grandkids. Hey, look what Grandma left us for a legacy. I back down when the world looks scary, bubble bath in February. Next thing you know, it's April though, and my toes are like little prunes. Monotony, I've had enough. I want some of the good stuff. Hello and love, 'cause my brain has felt the same for too many days. I back down when things get hairy. Politics, religious theory, safety zone. I'ma run back home. Y'all can duke it all out right here. Monotony, I've had enough. I want some of the good stuff. Hello and love, 'cause my brain has felt the same for too many days. You know it's new because I don't even know how to end the thing.
I love that.
Thank you.
It's so sassy.
Is it? Do you think
It
that's
is. It's got a
sassy?
little sass, a little good rhythm to it. It's
Yay!
fantastic.
I just have to learn how to play it better.
Well, when did you write it?
Carl would know.
Wait.
I think Thursday or Friday.
Oh, then you have so many excuses.
I think it's Thursday or Friday.
Yeah, you have Thursday and Friday. That's amazing.
But my husband, and I sang it to him, and he actually liked it because of course my husband loves John Prine. And so here's a writing question. So the line is, I swear there'll be an imprint. They'll show my grandkids. Look what Grandma left us for a legacy. But my husband said you can't do grandkid and then grandma.
Why not?
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt, because then I tried to swap out, I swear there'll be an imprint, they'll show my children, hey, look what Grandma, but that doesn't, that's different.
I think it works. I would not change it.
Okay, thank you. So these are, yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Thank you. I fought for that one because I was just, as I mentioned, like in such a weird headspace, and I just couldn't get, have you read The War of Art?
No.
There's a book called The War of Art. Kim Moberg mailed it to me. And it's about blocks, essentially. Like, what do they call it? I can't think of the word. But essentially that we get in our own way. Mm-hmm. And that any pursuit in life worth doing, there's going to be blocks there, and you just have to, like, eliminate
Gotta push them through.
Yeah, basically.
Which reminds me of the other thing that's coming up in February. But first, I want to say that Dana had a minor heart attack.
What?
Well, I'm looking at the Facebook comments, and Dana is recuperating from a minor heart attack. So, Dana, I hope you're doing better. That sounds terribly scary.
Seriously, but I'm glad that you're better. And having Irish
coffee.
Silly question. Irish coffee is coffee with Baileys?
Yes, it is.
That sounds delicious.
Well, we're glad that you're here tonight. And
Yeah,
sorry
Dana,
to hear about that.
I am really glad you're here too. Yeah.
It's scary.
Seriously. Bodies.
Crazy.
Bodies. Fernanda, hello. Thanks for being here.
You know, the other thing that's happening in February is February album writing month.
Tell me about this.
Oh, it's a thing, and you should try it. The challenge is to write 14 songs in 28 days.
Oh.
And it's a worldwide phenomenon. There's a website called FAWM, FAWM.org, and people sign on, and you basically set up your profile, and then you upload your songs as you go. And there's a whole community of people who upload their music and support each other and listen and provide like positive feedback. It's an incredibly kind and welcoming community. And the whole point is you got to get out of your own way and just get the ideas out there. And if you end up with one good song at the end of the month, then it's a win. And sometimes you end up with more. And it's really hard and really fun.
How many times have you done this?
This will be my 4th time.
Like in a row, 4 years in a row.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the first time I made it to 14, and I haven't made to 14 since then. But each year, like the Pie song I wrote as part of February album writing month.
I was going to ask you if you had got any.
Many.
That's so cool. Hi, Aunt Nancy. Thanks for being here.
So you should check it out.
Are you going to
You should all check it out.
Are you starting with the pie tonight? You don't have to start with
I
the
am
pie.
not starting with the Pie. But I'm going to drop that single. I'll sing it later, but I'm going to drop that single on March 14th. Can you guess why?
Pie Day.
Uh-huh.
Math.
Uh-huh.
If you know my brain in math, that was a big win right there.
That was good.
So we have to explain to people after about why we're talking about pie, but I'm going to throw it to you.
All right, I'm going to do a song. I'm going to do a song about wintertime and about grisly murder, since that's what we were talking about beforehand. That's a murder ballad. Took him on a winter walk late last night, through shadows carved by the blade of the moonlight. My hand in his, mama bade us go across the stubbled fields gone smooth with snow. The world asleep, no one to know, no one to know. Found the path by the maple tree, while the wind cut sharp like the cry of a baby. We passed the place where we once lay by the riverbank on a summer day, when his careless words took my hopes away, my hopes away. Led him down to the frozen shore, where he let me tell him that I love him many times before. Like mama said, I kissed him twice and said, now darling, wouldn't it be nice if we could take a walk across the ice? Dried my hair by mama's fire, while I cried for the price I'd pay for my own desire. Mama said, don't worry, that ain't no thing. No one's gonna know until at least the spring. And you'll be long gone with your lover's ring, your lover's ring. Two sets of prints out and one set home. The woods don't seem so friendly when you walk alone. Mama says the air smells like snow, says it's time for me to pack my things and go. While the world's asleep, no one to know. Took him on a winter walk. Took him on a winter walk. Took him on a winter walk.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did. Took him on a winter walk.
I haven't heard that song. I'm kind of obsessed with that. Dana says this.
Aw, Dana, thank you. That's very sweet.
Can you tell me about your feelings on me playing the accordion on that one?
Oh, for sure. Yes, please. Can I tell you how that murder ballad came to be?
Please do.
I lost the coin toss for taking out the dogs one night. And my husband got to stay inside the house. Mm-hmm. And I had to go outside of the house when it was cold.
On a winter walk.
Yeah, so speaking of cold angry.
I was just going to say, were you angry about it? Wow. But you know what? There's something to be said for a menial task.
Yes.
When it comes to writing.
Yeah. You go into that small moment and it gives you the ideas.
Yes.
For sure.
All right. So I'm going to be really vulnerable right now. I take what I call sleepy time medicine. And I don't need to elaborate on that, but I take a thing every night that helps me sleep. It's a gummy. And sometimes it gives me really great ideas. And the other night, I had my sleepy medicine and I'm laying in bed and I'm like, whoa, I'm a genius. I don't know if I am a genius, but I had this thought that writing is really, like if you're sitting there, it's the blank page problem. Mm-hmm. The problem with a blank piece of paper is that there are no boundaries on it. Mm-hmm. And that for me, the act of writing a song is the search for a boundary.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and I often find that when I have to write to specific parameters, it's actually easier for me to write the song and I'm happier with the result.
Yes. Yes, because if it's a blank piece of paper with no boundary, mm-hmm. there's endless questions and you can't answer every question correctly. It's just too many.
Yep. Hi, Beth DeSambri.
Hey.
So happy you're here. And
yes.
Beth is another Fommer. Beth, are you writing this February? Are you going to do 14 songs? She always does at least 14.
I bet she does.
It's very impressive.
I shan't do it. I'm going to be
shan't. All right, play us a pretty song.
Is that a yes? Is that a yes? You're doing the foam?
Yeah, she is yay foaming for sure.
Okay. Oh, so I was tuning this guitar in open C while you were playing it and realized that you were in C minor.
Yeah.
And every time you got down to the one, I was like, it just you should do that song with a tenor guitar.
I just got my husband a tenor guitar for Christmas.
Because you get that low C going, and that would be sassafras. That would be really cool.
With the accordion.
But you might not need the accordion if you had the tenor guitar.
I think one always needs an accordion.
Thank you. I think I don't know if everybody saw our logo. Erin made that. She crafted it out of paper. Where was I going with this? This is going to be like a thing. I didn't actually ask you about this. It was just an idea that I had that once a month this year you're going to be on for the Grace and Erin show.
Love it.
So I'm glad we have a logo and that I've asked your permission now.
We might need our own theme song.
It's possible that I already announced it to my mailing list before I even ever asked you.
It's all good. I'm here. I'm here and happy.
I think that's friendship, right? Like I just trusted.
Just going with it. Yes, and.
Oh, by the way, every time I write a song, I think to myself, is there any there? Which is the thing I got from you.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
I like that.
Most of the time
question.
I think no. There's
There's a lot of there.
Erin would say no. So I'm going to try my new single, but I'm going to try it in this open C tuning. I don't know what's going to happen.
It's going to be magical.
It's going to be different than usual. In just a moment, to remind everybody that if you want to check out more about Erin, her website is a clickable link up above. I'm pointing in the right direction. And if you would like to order a Valentine card from me with the artwork from this single, they're only $5, which is, I think, less than a regular Valentine card.
That's true.
And you'll get this cute Art Deco image on it. Okay, here we go. Going on this mighty adventure here. I wrote this with Jackson Emmer. Put the ring on every day. A promise kept, a promise made. Stood in front of everyone, so innocent when we begun. Now look how far we've come. Half the bills are overdue. Drowning here in debt with you. Some days we're treading endlessly. I'm so glad it's you with me. We put the ring on every day. Some days we're boxers in the ring. Some days you're Swayze dirty dancing. Some days life leaves you on the floor. Some days you're begging me for more. It gets easier, they say. It doesn't always feel that way. We put the ring on every day. A special date for groceries. Milk and apples, bread and cheese. And as we're standing in the line, it's always you catching my eye. And you don't even have to try. I'll put the ring on every day. I can't help but wonder where I'd be if I'd let you get away. Driving down the highway till the darkness comes, singing to myself just to hear someone say it'll be okay. Some days we're boxers in the ring. Some days you're Swayze dirty dancing. Some days life leaves you on the floor. Some days you're begging me for more. It gets easier, they say. It doesn't always feel that way. We put the ring on every day. When my hips don't work no more, and there's a shoehorn by the door, my knuckles scream and swell and sing. Pull the band off with a string. You're still my more than everything, and I'll find a different way. So put the ring on every day.
Yeah, that was exquisite. I love that open C tuning. It gives it just such a beefy bottom.
Have you
Sorry, I couldn't think of a better way to say it.
really glad that you brought that up. I could talk about so many things to jump off of that. But before I start talking about Spinal Tap, playing open C tuning changed everything for me.
Yeah, I gotta mess around with that more.
If you've got a bonus guitar,
I do. I just need to put it in C.
Open C it.
Yeah.
Because you're getting a brand new instrument.
Yeah.
And I think, you've heard me play that song before.
Yes.
That was better, right?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, I think that I'm just going to learn how to play every song on this in the
So-
open C.
Was it hard to figure out what the chord progressions were using that tuning?
No, because first of all, I'm only using one chord shape because that's all I've figured out so far, and it's this.
That
So
works.
I just know C, D, E, F, G, A.
Amazing.
Capo it, and then you can do it in D flat. I'm sure
I know,
a great guitar player could do a lot of intricate stuff here.
but it just sounds great.
And it's easy to do little lines, and it just, so I can't recommend it enough. Now, on to Big Bottoms. I love Spinal Tap. Have we talked about Spinal Tap?
Do you know that I love Spinal Tap?
Well, I know that the creators of A Mighty Wind also made Spinal Tap.
It's true. Yes.
How have we not gone down this road before?
We haven't gone down this road, but it's close to my heart.
Yeah. I discovered the movie Spinal Tap in 2003. And I'm assuming everyone watching is familiar with Spinal Tap. It's basically a mockumentary about a rock band going on tour. So I discovered this in 2003. And tonight, Erin, if I start talking too much, please let's do like this or something, and I'll stop. And then my cousin ran this charity tour called Rock for Christmas. And right before I graduated high school, he said, "Hey, Gracie, do you want to go on tour after you graduate from high school?" And I'm like, "Absolutely, I do. Of course I do." And this was like legit tour buses. And the idea was we were going to start in LA. We're going to have a week of rehearsals with these rock stars. And then we were going to tour the whole country in hard rock cafes. And the rock stars, I have pictures here. So the rock stars were, this guy's Carmine Appice. He wrote "If You Want My Body and You Think I'm Sexy."
Oh my goodness.
That Rod Stewart song. And let's see, who else do we have here? And this, the bald man is Chris Slade, the drummer for AC/DC.
Good Lord.
And on my left there is Greg Douglas, who wrote Jungle Love, and he was a guitar player for Steve Miller Band. I didn't know who any of these people were at the time. I'm just like, wow, I'm 17, But one of the guys on our tour was in Spinal Tap. And
Oh my goodness.
the whole tour ended. I can't find the picture, but the whole tour ended. The bus drivers didn't get paid because the money went somewhere, and they left us in the middle of the desert. These tour buses just like dumped us out, left us in the middle of the desert, like emptied their latrines at our feet. And it was just like real life Spinal Tap. I have lived it, I guess is my point.
That's amazing.
So many things. Like it was the time of my life. This was,
Wow.
yeah. So they were all singing that. Oh, you can see the guy from Spinal Tap. There's two guys with glasses
Yeah.
sitting down in the front. One is
Yeah.
Carmine, who wrote "If You Want My Body," and the
Yeah.
other one is Paul Shortino, who sang for Quiet Riot, and then was also in Spinal
Wow.
Tap.
Terrible at the moment and an amazing story now.
This photograph is labeled. I don't even want to say the word. All right, I'm not even going to say. They're watching a laptop. They're
Yep.
watching inappropriate material
They're
on
watching
a
a
laptop.
laptop with a laptop.
And I'm there, and it was like a big joke, but like it was me, 17-year-old me, with all those dudes on a bus. And
And you lived to tell the tale.
I learned a lot about people.
Yeah, you did.
And Paul says amps to 11, and the Vanilla Fudge drummer. And Paul, you are correct. Carmine Appice played drums for Vanilla
Wow.
Fudge. But anyway, so my love for Spinal Tap is like real and visceral.
Yeah.
And also, when Stonehenge descends upon the stage, I don't think I've ever had a bigger belly laugh.
Who were the little people of Stonehenge and what were they doing?
Thank you for that.
Yes.
Big bottom, big bottom. Talk about
Bum cakes. My girls
my
got 'em.
girls got 'em.
I feel that we need to come up with a acoustic cover of, just do like a 3-song mini set of Spinal Tap covers, you and I.
I got one. Working on a sex farm, getting out my pitchfork. I don't. Anyway, yeah, we can do that.
Okay, I'm on it.
It's your turn.
Oh, it's my turn. I've totally Smell the Glove album in full. Yeah. Let's see which club is going to book us for the Smell the Glove tribute show.
Okay. Erin.
Okay, I'm actually going to take off my headphones for this one because the headphones are squeezing my brain. Hold. Okay. Here's a little song. Got a ghost of a thorn in the palm of your hand. Touch the part that's tender. Can't help but remember how he looked when you told him that it wasn't working out like you'd planned, that your love felt worn like the ghost of a thorn. You can lock away all the little things that mean so very little. Freeze out every memory, break 'em when they're brittle. Look away and let them be. Every little tragedy, every little tragedy. There's a hint of a tear in the map that you fold. Reminds you that you're lost, and of all the lines you've crossed. And how it felt when he told you that he never thought you'd act so cold, like you just didn't care, like the hint of a tear. You can lock away all the little things that mean so very little. Freeze out every memory, break 'em when they're brittle. Look away and let them be. Every little tragedy, every little tragedy. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. There's a feather of a kiss that he leaves behind. Brush your fingertips past the corner of your lips. Makes you think of all the things that he does that make you want to change your mind. Brush away all of this like the feather of a kiss. You can lock away all the little things that mean so very little. Freeze out every memory, break 'em when they're brittle. Look away and let them be. Every little tragedy, every little tragedy. Got a ghost of a thorn in the palm of your hand.
That's one of my EAS favorites.
Ah, thank you.
So beautiful.
Thank you very much.
Is that on a record yet?
It's gonna be on my new album
When's it coming out?
in June.
How excited are you?
I'm super excited. Yeah, it's all the tracks are done and I'm really excited. And Doug Kortler, who was my producer, just did such a magical job. It's gonna be amazing.
There's just nothing. We were talking earlier about my feelings of being defeated. But, you know, there's nothing like making something out of nothing and then hearing it come to life.
Yeah. And I've heard these songs now so many times. I'm just excited for somebody else to hear them because I need some external reaction because now I'm used to them. I'm acclimated, but it's still really exciting just to have it all come to life.
Have you planned your album release show yet?
I have.
Have you planned the food?
No.
Because I feel like there needs to be a whole array of pie.
I feel that I need to just bring in like a truckload of table talk and just give those out to people. I'm going to be, so I'm booked at Passim on July 13th for my record release, which I'm super excited about.
That's wonderful.
So save the date, friends, July 13th.
Yes, pie.
Pie. There will be pie.
Are you going to have a band or are you playing solo?
I'm having a band.
Yes, you are. Oh, I'm so excited for you.
Yeah,
Erin.
So super exciting. It's happening.
This is why we do it.
This is why we do it. Exactly.
The one downside I think I mentioned last time of this open tuning is the tuning. Keeping it in tune. It just doesn't.
Yeah.
Doesn't
and especially
always
when it's cold.
I think you've all heard me lamenting the chill in my basement. That's actually why we didn't live stream. Last week I was sick and had no heat, and it was just not. It was
fun.
Not a good recipe. Rob Maratti's here. Rob, I was talking about the Valentines, and I thought you would appreciate this. I was telling everyone they should order these Valentines. They're for sale. There's a link up there. They're $5. Mostly you should order it to see how I ship it to you because they don't fit in any of my shipping supplies. I had to manufacture envelopes out of Chipotle bags today because that's where we got lunch.
That's so resourceful of you.
I do like to recycle.
Did it smell like food?
No, it was perfectly clean. I made sure. Yeah, there was no pico de gallo residue.
This is free aroma with card purchase.
I mean, it might smell like a taco. I don't know, but so I wanted to be a real downer now and talk about why I never thought I was going to get married in my whole life.
Oh.
Because so growing up, both of my grandmothers were absolutely miserable, and so was my mama. And the messaging I heard was never get married. It's the worst thing we ever did. All of them. And just story after story after story. And it just, I think it gave me this complex. I was like, well, that's not for me. Why would I do that? Why would I ever do that? Like the fact that I'm married is just such a testament to who my husband is because I just like I just wasn't going to do it. And this is a song kind of inspired by my dad's mom, who I think probably had it the worst out of all of them. Because my grandfather, although he loved me, was a flawed man, and she just had such a miserable. And the story I heard is that she said to my mother, "I knew on my wedding night I married the wrong person."
Oh, can you imagine?
And at the time, I mean that was 1940, and I guess she went to her dad and said, "I made a terrible mistake," and he said, "Well, you made your bed, you got to lie in it." Can you imagine?
No.
And I'm not talking about we're just kind of miserable together. It was not good, and so when I think about her, I've always wanted to give her this happy ending. If time travel were real, that's what I would do is I would try to go save her. And I think, and my dad, when he turned 18, he tried to go and save her and get her out, and she wouldn't leave, so it's just always this thing. And so this song actually was the first time that I was able to kind of exorcise that a little bit. And I wrote this with Jeff Plankenhorn. Are you familiar with him?
I am not.
He's amazing. You got to look up Jeff Plankenhorn. His friends call him Plank. And he's wonderful. He played dobro for big deal people that I can't think of right now, but he's really awesome. And this was the first song we wrote together.
All right.
Rob says, burrito and a Valentine, you had me at hello. I kind of want that to sit here while I sing my song. That makes me really happy. All right. I'm going to the studio on Friday to keep working on my Saltwater Country album. And this is the song we're going to add. Growing up on Datewood Street, my mama always baking pies to give us a taste of something sweet and keep us happy. Oh, how she tried. I wish that she'd known it in her bones. Just 'cause you've got four walls, it told me that you're home. And you don't have to take it. You could up and run away over the bridges to the Cape, cross invisible lines that make you stay. He's only a man, only a man, only a man at the end of the day. From the smoky rug in the living room, hiding behind my trains and toys, wanted to save you from my lone model of a man, but I was only a little boy. There's no way to see behind a one-way glass. The black and blue ain't the color of you. Come on and leave it in the past. You don't have to take it. You could up and run away over the bridges to the Cape, cross invisible lines that make you stay. He's only a man, only a man, only a man at the end of the day. The end of the day. You don't have to take it. You could up and run away over the bridges to the Cape, cross invisible lines that make you stay. He's only a man, only a man, only a man at the end of the day. Hey, Dave Ishbach. That was a weird way to end that song. Hey, Dave Ishbach. Oh, man. Erin, I can't unmute you.
Sorry. That was awesome. I was singing harmony, but you couldn't hear me.
Can you just always sing harmony?
Yes, I'm hearing all the harmonies.
That's all I want.
That's beautiful. Did you play that last time we played together, maybe?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Thank you. It was such an easy song to write, and I'm sure you know, like a co-write isn't always easy because you're just, especially the first one, you're kind of feeling each other out, and it was just.
So yeah, how did you get to the chorus on that one? Because the chorus just seems so. Of course, that would be the chorus. Do you know what I mean? And that's what it's when you know that it's a good one.
Yeah. How did we get to the chorus? I think just one of us said you don't have to take it. And we just kind of went from there. Don't have to take it. Originally, I think it was take it, and then we were like, no, take it. But it just occurred.
And that only a man is just.
Thank you. And the one push pull we had was he hates the saying at the end of the day.
Why?
He does not like that. I suppose because it's like phoning it in at the end of the day. You know, because it's like a thing that people say a lot, and after a while can get grating.
Right.
Like Jessica Fletcher's inflection on certain things. Um,
Wow.
Jessica Fletcher, can I just tell you, for a woman who is a Maine native, do you know how she says the word hurricane?
Hurricane?
Hurricane.
Uh-huh.
Who says that?
People of the English flavor.
But
Well,
Maine?
hurricane. No.
No.
And they put their blueberries in a saucepan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was... Guys, if you weren't here earlier, we're talking about Murder, She Wrote.
So you do realize that you risk bringing the wrath of the entire interwebs upon you, because there is a huge community for whom Jessica Fletcher is beloved.
Well, and that was me until I started watching it every night, and now I
watch it
can
with a
see
critical
her.
eye?
I can see her flaws. Like if you spend too much time with anyone, and
Can you please write a song about this?
but here's what I will do. Let's see if this is. I don't have this plugged in here. However, what I will say about Murder, She Wrote is that the theme song is absolute genius. It's not a song, there's no lyrics, but this thing. This thing is the typewriter. Da, 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 and there's her story she's writing. It's genius composition.
Yeah, no, that is very clever.
Especially they've got her like typing while they play that thing. Holy molio.
Somebody was very pleased with themselves when they came up with that one.
That's a chef's kiss.
It
right
is
there.
a chef's kiss, for sure.
Perhaps, you know what we should do one of these days is like, we'll pick some select episodes of Murder, She Wrote,
Yeah.
you know, and then we'll discuss.
Could we do like an interpretive set based on an episode of Murder, She Wrote? So everybody's homework is to watch the episode. And then we can choose songs that we've written, but we have to sort of justify why they relate to the episode.
Yeah. Can I just tell you, the one I watched last night is in a world in which this 70-year-old crime novelist and a hypnotist are the most famous people in the world. And like, it's a hypnotist that gets murdered because he's a famous hypnotist. What?
Yeah, that's stretching. There was a time when... There was a time when there were famous magicians, like David Copperfield.
Yeah, and those
and the
two
guy
guys,
with the rainbow suspenders. What was his name?
Rainbow suspenders.
Come on, people.
I don't know, but who's the two guys? They're the big one and the little
Oh,
one.
Penn and Teller. They're still
Penn and-
enormously successful. Yes.
Yeah, yes, but a hypnotist, it's not the same thing.
No, I agree with you.
That's like a snake oil salesman,
Right, but then there's like Uri Geller who bent the spoons. Like that was a whole 70s and 80s thing.
So maybe that's what they're leaning on,
I would think so.
considering this episode is like 1988.
There you go.
Okay.
It's an era that has gone by. Robin Williams. No, Robin Williams was the comedian. No, there was Doug. Oh, and he had the suspenders.
David Blaine? Chris
Nope,
Angel?
It was Doug something.
Doug. Someone do a Google.
Yeah.
Google someone.
No, he was like decades before Chris Angel. Okay, we'll
Rob-
figure it. It'll come to me.
Rob is like back to Murder, She Wrote. Rob, I haven't left Murder, She Wrote. I didn't go back to I am
Sorry.
fully invested.
We did not intend for this to be the theme of the evening. It just sort of evolved.
Also, I'm pretty sure that the email I sent to my mailing list discussed this, and I think that my last Patreon post also discussed this. I think that maybe I made a couple of social media posts about Murder, She Wrote as well.
Okay, so
That's a problem.
it may have lived its life.
It's possible that the only thing I'm practicing on the piano is this. But that's all right. I don't need to tell you about that. Erin,
Oh. No, it's all good.
tell me that you have an embarrassing thing that you're watching on TV.
No, I'm watching a great show called For All Mankind. It's sort of alternative history science fiction on one of the streaming platforms. I can't remember which, but it imagines that the Russians were the first to land on the moon in 1969 and how history sort of takes a different path as a result of that. But it's enough of like real history and real characters that they put on this alternate path. It's fascinating.
That's cool.
It is good. So I'm not watching a bad show. No. It's just
So you
not
just
happening.
got a bunch of cool points because you are cool in your real life, and I just lost any that I may have
No.
had because I'm watching freaking Murder.
No,
She
you
Wrote.
can hate watch it. That has its own therapeutic benefit, for
I
sure.
don't know if I'm actually hate watching anything. I think. Anyway, your turn.
You still love it. Okay, am I singing a song?
Yeah.
All right. You sang a song about your grandmother. I'm going to sing a song about my grandmother. This is one of my older songs, but I love it. My grandmother was also a singer, and so in the 1940s, she lived in New York City in one of those women's hotels, and she auditioned for Broadway shows, and she sang in USO clubs, and she was in the original Broadway cast of Oklahoma, and so she had all these amazing adventures. But when I knew her as my grandmother, I never asked her any of those questions about her life. So this song is that list of questions. Oh, and I'm taking off my headphones. Here we go. How'd it feel to be the daughter late in life to a mother who was sure she didn't want to be a wife? What'd you say to your Irish-eyed dad, who always seemed so silent and sad? What was it like to know you could sing and know that was the most important thing? When courage was the chords on a piano. How'd it feel to board that train, your hands against the window pane? Say goodbye to Gary, Indiana. How'd it feel to stand on that stage, a light in your eyes, your head shaking on the page, your voice maybe trembling with all you could feel, and those men in the dark saying your dreams were real? What'd you think when that boy sauntered in and undid you with his lazy grin? Almost hear your mother sigh with pity. What'd you say when you turned in your keys to your tiny room and your melodies, and said goodbye to dreams of New York City? What was it like to have a love so vast that you almost didn't mind what you left in the past? What'd you say each time he wanted to move and left you in a new place with something to prove? Did you give your all at a talent show or blow the back walls out in another church solo? Exhausted by the effort of believing. And in each new room, what did you put on the shelf to remind you that you were still yourself, despite all of the places you were leaving? Oh, 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 oh. What was it like to know a girl with your hands who told you all the dreams of playing in a band? What was the advice that died on your lips as the songs poured out of her fingertips? How'd you know that the best you could do was to tell her that she had to see it through, while inside your mind was teeming with the stories of a girl who felt like she was still 19 and her eyes were blue and her slate was clean, sitting on a train from Gary dreaming of future glories? Man, I wish I'd thought to ask you for your stories. I wish I'd asked you for your stories.
Also in C, I was playing keyboard with it.
Yeah, you were. You're writing key.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I love that song. So that reminds me, I have a song that I haven't played in years. It's from, I think it's from my first or my second album. I'm not sure which one. It's called Daddy Don't. I wrote it for my dad. There's a little video somewhere on YouTube too. and I was not at the time writing in a way that I'm like, I want to make sure everyone understands what I mean. But there's a line in it that's like, I wish you had told me about your secrets. I wish you had told me about your girlfriends.
Ah.
I don't think my dad had girlfriends. Like the way it hits, you're like, oh, is she saying that her dad had like secret girlfriends or something? But it's me like wishing that I had learned those little tidbits about his youth.
Yeah. Once you get older, you realize that they were humans, and you just are so curious to know, like, would we have been friends if we'd been the same age? Like, I'm so curious about that stuff.
And I'm finding like forgiveness and understanding too.
Uh-huh.
For these people.
Yeah.
You know, like
They were just doing the best they could. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think about that a lot. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes. It's wild to have that lens. I remember when I was a little kid, I've always been obsessed with history and ancestry. So I did try to like ask really inane, detailed questions. This is going to be so gross.
I am not surprised.
But I asked my grandmother to tell me about her grandmother. And what she said was, well, she had false teeth and corns on her feet. And that is what I learned.
Wow.
Oh, and she used to get the whim whams.
What are the whim whams?
Well, they didn't have mental health diagnoses back then.
Oh,
And
so those
so
are the whim whams.
That was the whim whams. And I'm assuming, like, my grandmother was agoraphobic and had terrible anxiety. And I know that, like, manic depression. So I'm wondering if it was like an anxiety, you know, but the whim whams. I think we need to get that back in the lexicon.
I feel like I get the whim whams a lot.
On the daily.
On the daily. Whim whams on the daily. Erin Sullivan.
That's the name of our show. The Grace and Erin Show is Whim Whams
Women's on the daily. I'd wear that t-shirt.
That would be fun. Oh, yeah. We could do... All right. We'll have to have a marketing meeting.
Okay. You're next.
Is this sound okay? This coming through?
Yeah, it's great.
I'm not playing this song.
I wish you would.
It's very fun to play.
Saturday.
It just made my whole keyboard shake. I mean, my laptop. I apologize.
It's you're
for
rocking
that.
so hard.
Yeah, that's how I do. Oh.
Hurricane.
Sorry. No. My friend Jenna asked if I could play Amazing Grace.
Yes, please.
And I don't know that this is the end. She asked if I could play it at the end, but here I am with this keyboard. I haven't played Amazing Grace since maybe the funeral that I played at. I don't even know what key I'm going to do, so we'll see what happens. I also haven't played anything but Murder, She Wrote on my keyboard. So let's see if I've still got skills. All right, Jenna. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. How precious did that grace appear the hour I first believed. 10,000 years, bright shining is the sun. We've known less days to sing God's praise than when we first begun. I can't hear you.
That was lovely.
Thank you.
Do you know all the words to that?
Those verses.
Wow.
I think there's a couple more verses. So when I was a little kid, I grew up going to a Nazarene church in which, like, you don't dance and you don't wear makeup and you only listen to God music. And I desperately wanted like a cool tape like Whitney Houston, but what I had was Salty the Singing Songbook. Cassette tape, and it was like these children going through history and learning about the history of hymns, and so they go back and they learn about the history of that hymn.
Wow.
And my memory of this cassette tape, what they said was that he was a slave, like the captain of a slave ship.
The guy who wrote the song?
Yeah.
Huh.
Please Google me. I'm not saying I know that as a fact, but that's what my children's tape in 1991 told me. And oh, Jenna, I'm so sorry. But I'm glad I could play that for you. I would like to know now if I'm remembering this correctly. And the man who wrote it was John something. Someone Google for me. I'd like to know.
That's great trivia. That's one of those songs. Can you imagine writing that song? Because that's a song.
Isn't it?
And to be the person who invented that song, that's pretty amazing.
You know, a lot of the hymns are just like, they've got all these tropes in them, and like as the deer panteth for the water. But that one, it's the way you speak. There's nothing put on about that song, and I think that's why people love it so much. Even people who aren't necessarily religious, it can still speak to you because it's not like, I've got this pretentious King James language. It's just,
yeah.
I'm a human and I mucked it up, and thank goodness for grace.
Yep, for Amazing Grace. Yeah. It's beautiful.
Huh. John Newton.
Ah.
Thank you.
There you go.
Did I get the captain portion really screwed up? Was John Newton a captain? I'll throw it to you, Erin.
Oh, okay. On that note, I've had this song in my head all day, so I'm just going to play it.
Yeah.
I'm going to take off my headphones again. I'll remember someday. Two little girls moving every 2 years, taking refuge from the lonely and the new. We got a tape recorder with squeaky gears, and figure out that make-believe's much better than making do. And we can make the empty hours go by doing interviews on our radio show. We don't care that no one's listening. We can hear each other. We can hear each other. We don't care that no one's listening. We can hear each other. We can hear each other. We got a toothpaste ad and a parody tune and a quiz show made from stuff we learned at school. And the older ones brags about cannonballs in the pool. And we can just behind that old recorder's hum, we can hear the whispers of the women will become. We don't care that no one's listening. We can hear each other. We can hear each other. We don't care that no one's listening. We can hear each other. We can hear each other. The cassette runs down. The tape rolls clear. It's tricky to remember just what we were thinking of. And now your world's away, and I'm still right here. But we still know how to broadcast who we are to who we love. And we don't care that no one's listening. We can hear each other. We can hear each other. We don't care that no one's listening. We can hear each other. We can hear each other. We can hear each other. La da da. La da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da.
I love that song so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
That is a classic. That is such a good song.
Well, it just makes me happy. It's about my sister, and she's the best. So, what can you do?
But I feel it because of the, like, I remember sitting there with the tape and recording things, you know, and the echoes of the woman will become, and you know, it has a reach beyond.
Well, that's lovely. It also makes me happy because I just remember when the four of us were singing it this summer and everybody was singing the harmony, and then I would get like the tingles on the back of my neck.
I was just singing. You couldn't hear me, but it was.
It's not to like.
Dave has mentioned ghosts, and there were ghosts in the background while you were singing that.
Oh,
There were
did you
two
see my
men
ghosts?
two men in pajama pants ghosts.
You saw nothing.
And a dog ghost.
Those are my roadies.
Erin, I don't know what to play because I feel like whatever I do next is going to be my last song, and then I'd like you to do Pie.
Okay.
And here's where I'm having a conundrum. My child is going to be 5 on Wednesday, and I guess that's all I need to say to you, right? Like the conundrum. It's not so much a conundrum as it is a reckoning with time.
Wow, there's your album title. Reckoning with time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it makes me want to play that song about my child.
The song, says Jenna.
I wonder if Jenna, if we're thinking about the song, I think Jenna's thinking about the song that she loves that's not about my child. Confirm, Jenna. I was thinking about the one I wrote with Laura McKenna because I'm feeling all sentimentally about my child.
Oh, play
But
that.
I could play the fun one though. I could just tell you what I'm feeling about my kid. It's she says you do you. It's amazing to me how shame just occurs like a light switch. So, as an example, my child wants to be a stuntman, and
so he can pow people.
So he can pow. And Santa Claus brought a balance beam and like a bar, like a gymnastics bar, and so we do stunt shows. And he'll like do the whole show, and I have he has one called the Buzz Brothers, and this is the theme song for the Buzz Brothers when he comes in. Can you hear that? No, you can't.
Yeah.
And then we have one, Night of the Dark. We have so much fun. And I'll play this and he'll do his whole scene, and I have to follow, like when he punches, I have to, I have to do all the,
That's
so much.
amazing.
We have so much fun. And I've never, I was having one of those days where I'm like, what is my point of doing this? And then I did that with him, and I'm like, oh, all these years of practice have been just so I could do this with my kid, actually. I've never had more fun with an instrument. And he was loving it, and then all of a sudden, someone else walked in the room. And you could see the shame happen. Yeah. I'm like, you're not even 5 yet. Yeah. Why? It's such an interesting part of psychology.
Yeah. I know.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah, there were some years where my children forbade me from playing the guitar.
In front of them?
Ever. Just don't sing Bum Bum, Mommy. Just don't sing Bum Bum.
What is it?
Bum Bum, like just any kind of song. Bum Bum. Don't sing.
Don't sing. Yeah. Yeah, because on the ride to school, I'll do sing-songy things. Like the other day, I was trying to get him to sit on his bum, and I had a song that goes, bum, 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 you sit on your bum. And a year ago, that would have been great. Not anymore.
No.
And I guess that's just... that's the reckoning with time.
It is, and then they want you to sing with them again. So it comes back. It just takes a little while.
Thank you for saying that. I do feel like he still wants to do the stunt show, provided I'm the only one in the room.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and that'll last a while. You've got some years left.
All right, I'm gonna hang on to it. Mama, when I'm an adult, I'm gonna marry with you.
When I'm an adult.
It's the best thing ever. And they'll do, Mama, in the olden days, did they have phones or whatever it is? But he's always asking about the olden days. What a hoot. Denise is saying, Denise said, hold on. Denise, are you saying that you were disbelieving? No, me. Yeah. you were fine with it all. Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of like a weird thing to I never thought I'd get married, and I never thought I'd have a kid, and then all of a sudden whoa.
Surprise.
And 5 years ago on this day, I had just gotten into a car accident, and I was at the hospital making sure my baby in my belly was okay. And he was. Anyway, that was a lot of chat. Sorry, y'all. Jenna, I'm going to play your song as my last song. I haven't played this song in a while. So, there may be mistakes. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But this is the song that is inspiring my whole, it is the title of my new album and what I'm calling my genre. And people on my ads on Facebook are like, what the F is saltwater country? And I'm like, what the F are you? I don't say that. I just delete their mean comments. Anyway, this is a song that Jenna likes. And hold on. Did I? Yeah. I'm just making sure I can turn my guitar up. I did. Ain't got a good reputation, ain't had one for a while. Don't make sense to me, everybody walks by with a smile. We are the salt of the earth, we are as real as the smile on your face. When you finally give up on the traffic on the bridge to the Cape. Hey little sister, are you coming out with me? Bank account full of nothing and nowhere I gotta be. Got a cooler and a blanket and a ring on my toe. Let's hide out at Little Harbor, ain't nobody gotta know you're with me. In saltwater country. We like tradition, we like everything as it once was. Sometimes we go to Walmart and we walk around just because. The cracks in the sidewalk have been there since my mama was young. It reminds her of summer and her dreams and the songs that she sung. Hey little sister, are you coming out with me? Bank account full of nothing and nowhere I gotta be. Got a cooler and a blanket and a ring on my toe. It's tied out at Little Harbor, ain't nobody gotta know you're with me. In saltwater country. In the sun, at the center of town, our grandfathers' names are etched in stone. We can't leave the town that made us, except for maybe Gina Davis. We used to make nails, now we're the scapegoat for the drugs in the night. We're rich in coastline, a Victorian paradise. If they can't see the beauty, hell, that's their burden to bear. More for you and me, 'cause we ain't going anywhere. Hey little sister, are you coming out with me? Bank account full of nothing and nowhere I gotta be. A cooler and a blanket and a ring on my toe. It's tied out at Little Harbor, ain't nobody gotta know you're with me. In saltwater country. In saltwater country.
Yeah.
That's so much fun.
Someday Gina Davis is going to hear that song.
Hey, I learned something. So I've been calling her out because she always says that she's from a quiet seaside village. She never actually says Wareham. But I think that her new book, she says Wareham. Yeah.
There you go.
Maybe I manifested that. I'm taking the credit.
I think you should. Wareham.
Wareham. All right.
Awesome.
Can
Okay.
you? All right. We've been teasing the pie. I know some people on
Yes.
here do know about the pie, but maybe not everybody does.
All right. I'm going to tell the very short explanation. So there's a song about something that I'm very proud of, which is that for in my youth, I was the 2-time winner of my hometown's 4th of July pie eating contest. And so when I became an adult, I decided that I still wanted to be a winner of the town's pie eating contest. So this song tells the story of what happened when I decided to do that. And this song is going to be on my new album, and it's going to be the first single off the album. And I'm going to drop it on March 14th, which is Pie Day, because 3.14, because math.
You could do a thing, Erin, where you get you just have everyone prepare a table talk pie, and then you do a live stream on that day, and everyone eats their pie with you.
Wow.
You could do it on Zoom.
We could have a pie party on Zoom.
That's
We could have a Zoom party.
All right, see me for more marketing ideas.
Okay, here we go. And I'm taking off the headphones. Okay, here we go. I'm telling you a true tale of not so long ago. 4th of July, sun was high, flags waving slow. My whole hometown had gathered for a wholesome day of fun. A big parade, some lemonade, some games for everyone. I walked on by the egg toss and the children's happy cries. Left behind the greased pole to a soul with stronger thighs. 'Cause a table full of cherry pies was where I had to be. And a tiny voice inside my head was calling out to me, eat the pie, eat the pie. Don't care if they might point and stare, don't let them ask you why. 'Cause that sweetness brings a sweetness that money just can't buy. I'm telling you, go on and eat the pie. Well, my town's pie eating contest, it's been a point of pride for me. I won it twice in middle school, at 12 and then 13. For a nerdy, bookish weirdo who was cut from every team. The thought of winning any ribbon was a kind of fever dream. Now a fully grown-up woman should have hobbies, I suppose. But eating pie in record time might not be one of those. So I turned away, maintaining my respectable veneer. But still that tiny voice went on and whispered in my ear, eat the pie, eat the pie. Don't care if they might point and stare, don't let them ask you why. 'Cause that sweetness brings a sweetness that money just can't buy. I'm telling you, go on and eat the pie. As I hovered by the entrance, I found myself impressed by the existential crisis that had bloomed within my breast. Would I let other people's shoulds and shouldn'ts riddle me with doubt? Would I give in to what was safe? Let the whole world count me out, don't count me out. So I walked up to that table, took my place behind a pie. Some brawny guys twice my size arranged on either side. The town citizen of note who was proud to play his part shushed the crowd till they were silent, then proclaimed that we could start. The competitors ate valiantly and rushed to cram it in. Rumors ricocheted as people wondered who would win. And caught up in the moment and the crowd's excited shrieks, I opened wide, shoved the pie inside with the extra in my cheeks. I ate the pie, the whole damn pie. And the townfolk raised a cheer as I held that blue ribbon high. 'Cause that sweetness brings a sweetness that money just can't buy. I'm telling you, if fate provides a chance for you to feel alive, don't worry if it's right for you or what you should and should not do. Say yes and open wide and eat the pie. Headphones.
My favorite moment in that song, I have two favorite moments. One is a fully grown-up woman should have hobbies, I suppose. Mine is Murder, She Wrote. And yes. And just in that chorus, none of that can't buy. I don't know, it's just like a moment of freedom.
Yes.
And
which is the pie itself.
That song is more than just pie, though. That
yes.
song, to me, every time I sit down to a co-write, no one wants to write this with me. But I want to write a song about the gift of 40. I'm not 40. But it's coming, as my brother reminded me. And it comes for all of us, I suppose. But there's just like a freedom in it, where you're just like, the gift is...
Here I am.
Here I am, world. I'm going to eat the pie. Yep. And that's what that song is. I mean, you know that already, but...
Well, thank you. Yes, I feel very strongly that we should all eat the pie in life because life is too dang short. You got to do the things that give you the joy.
Erin, do you know, I think that is the thing that I've been trying to exorcise for my whole life. Like, my grown-ups were so insecure and, like, didn't do the things that would feed their souls. And so... And we're so concerned with other people's judgment. And I guess the thing that I want to give to my child is not that. Is right to just like do the stunt show. Like who
go
cares?
pow someone if powing gives you joy.
Yeah. Don't worry about what other people think. That is the that
because it just doesn't matter.
You got one life.
There you go.
John Newton was indeed captain of a slave ship, and he was an investor in the slave trade before he became an abolitionist. Confirmed. I'd also like to mention that tomorrow night I've got a Zoom concert with music my mother would not like.
Such a great show.
He does such a wonderful job, Bruce Swan. I will put a link to register for that in the comments. It would mean the world if you join. I will do different songs. Maybe I'll do that first one again, but I would love to have you join. It would mean a lot. I mean, it's a Tuesday night. What are you going to be doing? Watching Murder, She Wrote? Come on. And Erin, make sure that you follow her on all the stuff because she's got music coming out in March, the first single. She's got an album in June. You want to go to the pie party. You want to do all the things. There's a link to her website up above, which will connect you to all of that.
All of the things.
Awesome. And then also, if you have someone in your life you want to send a Valentine card to, I have Valentines for $5. And you can click the link up above. I think I make like a 50-cent profit on the whole thing. I'm just excited to mail the Valentine cards in Chipotle bags.
I think you should upcharge for the Chipotle, I'm just saying.
Like if they choose to get their
Yeah, do you want
card,
Chipotle? Yes. Do you want the Chipotle branding or the not Chipotle branding?
select your packaging. Oh my gosh.
Market basket at Chipotle, it's your choice.
I mean, I might do it. Oh my gosh, that just reminded me of one little thing that we'll leave everybody with. When I was in college, my friend and I, you could get food at like midnight or 1 a.m. and we went to the food place and the woman says, "What do you want? I got grilled cheeses and pizzas." And it was I think about it all the time, and that friend isn't around anymore, so I have no one to laugh about it with.
Oh,
but thank you for listening.
You're the grilled cheese to my pizza, Grace.
Erin, wait. On that note, thank you for hanging out, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.